Your blood sugar problem probably isn't a "you ate too much sugar" problem. It's a "your cells stopped listening" problem. And those are two completely different things to fix. I want you to picture your cells wearing earplugs. Insulin shows up, knocks, says let the sugar in, and the cell just doesn't hear it clearly anymore. So your pancreas shouts louder. It makes more and more insulin. For a while that works. Then one day it doesn't, and your fasting number creeps up no matter how careful you've been with your plate. That's insulin resistance. And the fix most people get handed is another pill that shouts even louder at cells that already can't hear well. Nobody hands you the thing that actually removes the earplugs. That's what today's video is. 10 foods, each one doing a specific job to get your cells listening again. I'm Dr. Bennett, and before we start, like this video, subscribe if you want more of these breakdowns, and drop a comment with your most recent fasting number. I genuinely read these and they shape what I cover next. Let's get into the why before the what, because the why is what makes you actually stick with this. There are exactly 3 ways food fixes insulin resistance. It can put a brake on how fast sugar enters your blood. It can cool the inflammation that's jamming the signal between insulin and your cells, or it can directly wake the insulin receptor back up. Every food on this list does at least one of those 3 things. I'm going to group them that way because once you see the pattern, you'll start spotting it in your own kitchen long after this video ends. Group 1. The brakes. These foods don't block sugar. They slow it down enough that your pancreas never has to panic. Lentils. I'm starting here on purpose because lentils are a carbohydrate, and I want you to sit with that. A carb that lowers your blood sugar. Lentils carry a slow-release starch wrapped in fiber and plant protein, so the sugar inside them leaks into your blood over hours instead of arriving all at once. Swap white rice or potato for a cup of cooked lentils a few times a week, and you'll likely see it show up in your numbers within weeks, not months. Chia seeds. Drop these in water and watch them turn into pudding. That's the exact same thing happening in your stomach. The gel that forms wraps around whatever carbohydrate you just ate and slows its absorption to a crawl. 1 to 2 tablespoons a day, stirred into yogurt or a glass of water with lemon, gelled for 10 minutes before you drink it. Fenugreek seeds. Small amber seeds from the spice aisle, criminally underused. They contain a fiber that swells in your stomach and slows digestion the same way chia does, plus a compound that helps your pancreas release insulin more efficiently. Soak a teaspoon overnight, drink the water and eat the softened seeds before breakfast. Start small. The fiber is intense and your gut needs a few days to adjust. Group 2. The coolants. Insulin resistance isn't just a sugar problem. Underneath it, there's usually quiet, chronic inflammation interfering with the insulin signal itself. These 3 foods cool that down. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines. The omega-3 fats in these are some of the most effective anti-inflammatory compounds available to you in food form. Calm the inflammation, and the insulin receptor on the cell surface starts working the way it was built to. 2 palm-sized servings a week is the target. Canned mackerel or sardines count, and they're some of the cheapest food on this entire list. Walnuts. A small handful, about a quarter cup, replaces a processed snack and does 2 things at once. Protects the lining of your blood vessels and has been linked to lower fasting insulin, which tells you how hard your pancreas is straining behind the scenes. Avocado. The fat in an avocado is the same family as olive oil, and it's one of the most blood sugar-friendly things you can put on a plate. Add half an avocado to a meal that already has carbs in it, toast, rice, whatever, and you're not removing the carb, you're putting a brake on how fast it turns into a spike. Group 3. The keys. These don't just slow things down, they go straight to the receptor and help it grip glucose again. Ceylon cinnamon. Not the cassia cinnamon sitting in most kitchens. That one carries a compound that's hard on your liver in daily doses. Look for Ceylon, sometimes labeled true cinnamon. A quarter to half teaspoon a day, paired specifically with a carb-heavy meal, has shown up in research as a meaningful way to nudge fasting glucose down over time. Apple cider vinegar. If you own a glucose meter, this is the one you can watch work in real time. The acetic acid in vinegar slows stomach emptying and helps your muscles pull glucose out of the blood directly. Take 1 tablespoon, always diluted in a full glass of water, 10 to 15 minutes before a carbohydrate-heavy meal. Never drink it straight. It's hard on enamel and your throat. And a real caution here. If you're already on a blood sugar medication, talk to your doctor before adding this in. Vinegar plus medication can drop your sugar lower and faster than you'd expect. Broccoli sprouts. Not mature broccoli. The 3-day-old sprouts, which carry dramatically more of a compound called sulforaphane than the full-grown vegetable. Sulforaphane acts on your liver specifically, which matters because your liver makes glucose overnight while you sleep, which is exactly why so many people wake up with a fasting number that doesn't match anything they ate. A small handful on a salad or sandwich, eaten raw or barely wilted since heat destroys the active compound. The bonus reset. Eggs. I'm putting eggs last because they don't fit neatly into brakes, coolants, or keys. They do something different. 2 or 3 whole eggs, yolk included instead of cereal or toast, barely move your blood sugar on their own. But they create what's called the second meal effect. Your blood sugar stays calmer not just at breakfast, but all the way through lunch. Pair it with the avocado from earlier and you've built one of the steadiest breakfasts available to you. A quick story. I had a patient, I'll call her Priya, mid-50s, recently told her A1C meant a second medication was coming. She didn't want to spend the next decade climbing that ladder. We didn't strip her diet down. We added eggs and avocado instead of her usual toast, vinegar before her bigger meals, lentils in place of white rice twice a week, walnuts instead of her afternoon biscuit, fatty fish twice weekly, cinnamon in her chai, broccoli sprouts on her lunch sandwich. Her fasting numbers moved within the first couple of weeks. By month 3, working with her own doctor, she'd avoided the second medication entirely. That's the pattern I see over and over, not starvation, just the right additions. One important line. If you're on insulin or an older class of diabetes medication called a sulfonylurea, these foods can lower your blood sugar fast enough that your current dose becomes too strong, and that can drop you dangerously low. Add these changes with your doctor watching your numbers, and let them adjust your medication as your body improves. Don't stop or change a prescription on your own. Bring this list to your next appointment instead. Tonight's plan. You don't need all 10 tomorrow. Here's where to start. Tomorrow morning, eggs and avocado instead of cereal or toast. Tonight, soak a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds in water for the morning. Buy Ceylon cinnamon, not cassia, and add a 1/4 teaspoon to your coffee or oatmeal. Before your biggest carb meal tomorrow, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, diluted, 15 minutes ahead. This week, swap rice or potato for lentils twice, and get fatty fish on the menu once or twice. Stack these in over the next couple of weeks. You're not taking food away from yourself. You're handing your own cells back the tools to do their job. If this helped, subscribe for more of these breakdowns, and tell me in the comments which one of these 10 you're starting with first.